In this video, we introduce ReVISit 2, a full experiment lifecycle user study framework. ReVISit is a usable, tested tool with signs of adoption from the community, and in this video, we will highlight just a few of the many features which make ReVISit unique. ReVISit has features that span across the entire experimental lifecycle, and to demonstrate, we're going to walk through a few of the stages and talk about features that ReVISit has to help study designers during that stage. For brevity, we're only going to talk about the experimental design, debug and pilot, and dissemination stages. First is the experimental design stage. ReVISit has a number of features to support a wide array of potential experimental designs through our domain-specific language. ReVisit's DSL compiles into the study webpage and is primarily defined via components, responses, and a sequence. Components range from images and videos to React components and embedded web pages. Responses generate typical form elements, such as radio buttons and select dropdowns, as well as more complex elements, such as Likert scale and matrix responses. And finally, a sequence, which controls study flow. Here's an example from our 255 charts replication, which had a fairly simple sequence. Study flow is defined entirely in this sequence, which is made up of nestable blocks. Each block can be given an order, either fixed, random, Latin square, or dynamic. Each block can also be given a num samples, which limits the number of components in that block one participant sees, in this case, creating a between subject study. There also are features for skips and interruptions throughout the sequence, in order to support basic branching, as well as attention checks or breaks. Our sequence is designed to be highly composable, which means many different sequences are possible, but also that they can rapidly grow and turn into massive configs quite quickly. To address this issue, we also have ReVISit Py, a Python library for generating configs, which can permute across different factors to create complex experimental designs with minimal code. As a Python library, it is designed to be used inside of Jupyter Notebook, and even supports rapid prototyping within the notebook, allowing researchers to step through their entire study, generate data, and even export the data all in the notebook. However, some studies require even more complex sequencing, such as studies which rely on answers from previous questions. Our just noticeable differences replication is an example of a staircase study design, where the parameters of each task, in this case the correlation values for each chart, are dependent on the answer of the previous task. If they get it right, the difficulty goes up. If they get it wrong, it gets easier. For these complex studies, we have dynamic blocks, which let study designers define their own function for determining sequences, determining new tasks as participants walk through the study. Next, let's talk about the debug and pilot stage. Our most immediate feature in this stage is the study browser. Study designers can immediately see the outcome of the sequence they created in our DSL and click through individual tasks to see and debug the task stimulus. Designers can click Next Participant to get a fresh version of the sequence in order to test the randomization, or go to the All Trials View tab to see every trial regardless of randomization. Another feature that we have used extensively for piloting is our participant timeline and participant replay. For every participant that has completed, we can see how long they took and in which tasks they spent time. If we click on a single task, we jump into the participant replay view and can see a timeline of events within the task, as well as audio, in this case for a Think Aloud study. The stimulus updates with the provenance, letting us see exactly what the participant saw during the task. Finally, as part of our goal of improving reproducibility and transparency of studies, we have dedicated features for dissemination. Once a study is complete, designers can turn off data tracking on the study while giving public access to the study browser, participant replay, and the rest of our analysis features. This lets reviewers or other interested parties walk through the study and see the results for themselves without being tracked in any way. Also, with our participant replay, researchers can include deep links to individual tasks to demonstrate task strategies, or link directly to a text box or audio response from participants. This was just a small highlight of the features available within ReVISit. We are still actively developing and will continue improving and adding features to ReVISit in order to better assist the visualization community.